Once upon a time in the bustling village of Meridian, there lived a talented sculptor named Raj. Raj was known far and wide for his exquisite sculptures, which brought him considerable wealth. He lived a comfortable life, running his household with the earnings from his art. Raj had a son named Aryan, a bright boy of about 11 years old, who had inherited his father's talent and passion for sculpting. From a young age, Aryan worked alongside his father, creating beautiful sculptures of his own. Aryan's sculptures were impressive for his age, and Raj was proud of his son's work. However, Raj always found some minor flaws in Aryan's sculptures and never hesitated to point them out. Aryan, rather than feeling disheartened, took his father's critiques as constructive feedback. He would diligently apply his father's advice, striving to perfect his craft. Over time, Aryan's sculptures began to surpass even those of his father in both skill and artistry. People in Meridian and neighboring villages started to take notice. They were willing to pay higher prices for Aryan's work, while Raj's sculptures continued to sell at the usual price. Aryan's reputation grew, and so did his earnings. Despite his success, Raj continued to find minor faults in Aryan's sculptures, offering his feedback as always. As Aryan grew older, he became increasingly confident in his abilities. One day, after hearing his father's critiques yet again, Aryan's patience snapped. "Father," he said angrily, "you always find faults in my work, as if you are a better sculptor than me. My sculptures sell for much higher prices than yours. I don't need your advice anymore. My sculptures are perfect." Raj was taken aback, but nodded quietly. From that day on, he stopped giving Aryan any advice. Aryan, initially relieved, continued to work on his sculptures without his father's input. For a while, things seemed fine. Aryan created his sculptures happily, but gradually he noticed a change. People were no longer as enthusiastic about his work, and the prices of his sculptures started to decline. Confused and frustrated, Aryan couldn't understand why his sculptures were losing their appeal. He meticulously examined his work, unable to find any flaws. Despite his best efforts, he couldn't recapture the admiration and high prices his sculptures once commanded. Desperate for answers, Aryan went to his father and poured out his troubles. Raj listened patiently and then said, "I knew this day would come, my son." Aryan, surprised, asked, "You knew this would happen? Then why didn't you warn me?" Raj replied, "Because you weren't ready to listen at that time. You were too confident in your abilities. Let me tell you a story from my own past. Many years ago, I faced the same situation. I was creating beautiful sculptures, but I too became complacent. My mentor used to point out flaws in my work, and I would strive to improve. When I stopped receiving his feedback, my growth stalled." He continued, "Son, I always pointed out the shortcomings in your sculptures, not because I thought I was better, but because I wanted you to keep improving. We often become blind to the flaws in our own work because we are too close to it. An outside perspective helps us see what we might have missed. When you became satisfied with your work and stopped seeking improvement, your progress halted, and people noticed." Raj's words sank deep into Aryan's heart. He realized that his father's critiques had been invaluable in pushing him to grow and improve. "Father, what should I do now?" Aryan asked humbly. Raj smiled and said, "Learn to be dissatisfied, my son. Always strive for improvement, no matter how good you think you are. Criticism is not a sign of failure, but an opportunity for growth. Take feedback positively and use it to enhance your skills. Remember, there is no end to learning. The more we learn, the more we improve. Embrace your mistakes as lessons and keep moving forward." With newfound determination, Aryan took his father's advice to heart. He welcomed feedback and used it to refine his work. Gradually, the quality of his sculptures improved, and so did their appeal. People once again started to admire his art, and the prices of his sculptures rose. Friends, in life, we often view criticism as negative, but if we look at it positively, it becomes a powerful tool for growth. Embrace feedback, strive for continuous improvement, and never become complacent. If you enjoyed this story and found it inspiring, please like this video so that more people can see it. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more stories like this. Until next time, be patient, be grateful, and keep moving forward in life.